Most diets seem to succeed in the short term and then they fail in the long term. This is not new and it's not even particularly controversial.
We don't often think about the word diet, what it really means. For most, it conjures up thoughts of the measures people take to lose weight. Well, we brought in our nutrition expert and certified holistic health coach, Kaylin Pearson, to tell us all about it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
So first question, Kaylin, why do diets fail? Why are they doomed to fail?
There's a long list, but diets fail because they are generally based on calorie restriction and counting calories. And who wants to be hungry?
Right.
I mean, even just the thought of being
Not
hungry
me.
kind of turns you into a rebel. So most diets fail really before they even begin. Diets also don't address the underlying problem of why, like, you know, because typically people are dieting to lose weight. But it's not always just about the weight.
Right.
And diets don't address, you know, the underlying emotional issues.
Right.
Yeah.
We're really learning how to cook and feed yourself.
Yeah, so, I mean, people do, I mean, even though it doesn't work, people still try to continue it over and over and over again. Why is that?
Well, because there's always the latest, greatest. I mean, if you go into a bookstore, it doesn't, you know, if you go over into like a diet and nutrition, the books are endless. And every year there's always like that new thing. And I think as a society, this is kind of great, but we're always optimistic that this thing is really going to work for us.
Right.
But we also set ourselves up for short-term gain. I mean, a lot of people diet for you know, maybe going on a beach vacation or going to a college or high school reunion. And then what happens after the diet?
Then that goal is gone, then what keeps you
done.
motivated?
Exactly.
Right.
And then you just get kind of Debbie and dowdy, and then it's like you have to kind of ramp yourself up to do the next diet, but you don't ever really get anywhere.
Yeah. So really, it's really more about a lifestyle. It's not just a short-term thing. We got to talk lifestyle change, larger, long-term goals. So what do you recommend we should put there in terms of our long-term goals?
You got to ditch the diet mentality. You've got to ditch counting calories. You've got to ditch the abuse, and really, really focus on what it is long-term that you want to do. So versus like losing 10 pounds to go on your vacation. Do you want to be vibrant in your 40s and play with your kids?
Right.
Do you want to, do you have an exercise goal? Do you want to run a 5K? Those kinds of things. So those longer term. Also, diets also never address cravings. And cravings are just messages from our body, and they're actually a real blessing. And so if you learn to listen to those cravings of what your body's lacking, that is also goes hand in hand with the long-term goal. Good will also always crowd out the bad, and just learn, ditch the diet mentality, and learn that it's not just about the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just about the weight.
Exactly.
It's kind of how you want to feel better as a person for the long term, rather than I want to look skinny for summer.
Right, for a short term. I mean, we're kind of cynical.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we just are.
Yeah.
But it doesn't ever get us anywhere, and that's why dieting doesn't work, and it makes you feel terrible too.
Yeah. You know, the guilt factor, like you said, I know we got to get out of this very quickly, but the guilt factor I think is very important because we beat ourselves up, and then it just starts a vicious cycle. And some people, they self-medicate. By stuff in their face, so you're just going to exacerbate the situation. So I think I'm really glad that you bring up the long-term goals and stopping the abuse, because I think that's a really great way to put it.
And just change the diet mentality. There isn't learn healthy habits versus putting yourself through torture and dieting and working out endlessly because it's not working.
Right. Well, Kaylin, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And of course, we'll have links to Kaylin's website, Naturally Obsessed, at our website, casa.com.